So today I'm going to share with you my 7 easy steps to taking back charge of your life. So number 1 is beginning your day with self-check-in, where you can ask yourself, what do you really need today? Then really listen to your heart. It's so important to check into our heart, our mind, our body, our spirit when we awaken, even before we do anything like our prayer and meditation, because it's acknowledging ourselves and really connecting to ourselves, our wants, our needs, our dreams, our desires, just checking into our body, our mind, our spirit. It's a really beautiful starting place for the day. Number 2 is to start to put yourself first, your needs, your dreams, and self-care. These all need to be prioritized. By learning to really put ourselves first, it just increases everything and gives ourselves the go-ahead that we have so much more value, so much more ability to do what we need to do each day if we're prioritizing ourselves. So number 3 is to learn to care for, not caretake others. So to always pause and run your answer through your me first filter. You can pause and say, let me get back to you, instead of our usual response of saying yes and regretting it later, when we much more better served by just taking those minutes to reflect on, how does that impact on me? What else do I have planned? And to really taking that pause shows yourself that you have the value first, that you're in charge of your life and you're not being the caretaker of others, but we can all be caregivers. It makes such a difference. There's times when we want to say yes to everything, but it's still wise to pause and think, does that infringe on something that I've already made plans that were really important to me? Or does that other request take priority? We all know that there's certain times, like with grandchildren or something that really comes up that's an emergency, we want to say yes straight away. And that's different to when we need to run things through our filter first. So number 4 is to ask for help in our lives so that we are not getting overwhelmed with being the only one who can do things. So we need to let go of being the only one who's responsible for everything and delegate share the work, ask for help without controlling others in the way that we ask, and not by putting guilt on them, but to ask with an open heart, so that we're just asking without any strings attached. And people know the difference to when we're manipulating as opposed to when we're just asking for help. So the next one is create more time and space for yourself. And you can prioritize the most important things each day. You can use a Google Calendar or other scheduling mode. And we can learn to not waste time or get distracted when we really need to be focusing on getting something done. And we all know how we can waste time. Facebook, Netflix, that just begins the list, doesn't it? There's so many ways that we distract ourselves. We start scrolling through this or that, checking our emails when we need to be getting something specific done, a task or something that we've actually got scheduled in our calendar that we need to get done. We can create so much more time for ourselves and the things that would give us joy if we get the things done that we need to get done without the procrastination and distraction. How many of us get distracted easily on a daily basis? Would you like to put that in the chat? Or not? Okay, so number 6 is saying yes to yourself. And although it's not always easy, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And it is so powerful because it's so easy to get into the habit of denying ourselves, putting others first, and not saying yes to ourselves. We are so much more, it's just an easier thing to say no to ourselves. So we need to build this muscle of saying yes to ourselves. And there's so many things. So I would love you to put in the chat what you would love to say yes to yourself about. What have you been holding back on? What would you love to do? What would you love to spend more time doing?